So, tier lists. Love 'em or hate 'em, they've always been a part of YouTube culture in one way or another. And unlike icebergs, I don't get annoyed seeing everyone hop on a bandwagon like I do with others. Believe it or not, I've been wanting to do a ranking video for the longest time, but had a struggle figuring out a topic. But now, I think I got it. With the help of the Wacky Delhi and Big Bruh Toons, we bring you this. Enjoy! Alright, so welcome to the tier list section of the video. We're gonna just start up now. I got my boys Delhi and Kang. Say hi, guys.
How are you doing?
What's good?
And so I think to start this tier list, let's start off with a bit of Chicken Run.
Chicken Run.
You got something to say?
I'm just gonna say it. This movie, I love it now, but as a kid, I was terrified.
How so?
I don't know. Like at the time, this is when I was like new to the whole Aardman, style and everything. And it's like out of context. I remember seeing like this one picture in a magazine. It was like the scene where they were like fighting. And they were all in mud and they were like eating each other, or like they're all like fighting and stuff. And I just saw, I don't know, something just seemed so uncanny about it. I was just like, I've never seen this fucking movie.
I actually thought for a second you were gonna say like that scene where Mrs. Twin is hanging onto like the plane and she looks like a psycho killer.
That too, but like it's just sometimes when I saw pictures of that movie out of context, I'm just like, nah, ma, I want to watch Thomas the Tank Engine movie.
Damn.
I don't know what's going on with this, but I don't mess with it.
What? That's just funny to me. You'd rather watch Thomas the Tank Engine than Chicken Run.
Which is sad because I actually ran out of the theater after when I was in the middle of watching Thomas the Tank Engine. My mom was pissed.
So you were more scared of Thomas the Tank Engine than Chicken Run. So what would your ranking be then?
After watching it, I definitely put it somewhere between B and C.
I put it in A tier.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a little biased. I mean, I think that it's like a classic Aardman film. It's the standard bearer. Other than Wallace and Gromit, it's probably the most prolific thing they have. And like putting Shaun the Sheep under Wallace and Gromit, because of course it's like related. But I think Chicken Run, it gives off a very cinematic vibe. It has an edge. Compared to like the other movies that we're gonna get to, I feel like it's the best ambassador of Aardman in general, which is hard to really like arrive at, because I don't think something like a studio like Laika has that. And they also make really good films, but they do something like really different each time. And Chicken Run just represents Aardman very well, I think.
I mean, you got a point there. Honestly, it's so a lot of them Aardman movies kind of have like these simplistic-ish like plots, but at the same time they do something really cinematic and really grand with them. Like that entire plane chase scene was crazy, bro.
Bro, it was wild.
Yeah.
And like the way they introduced Rocky too. I like Rocky, like one of my favorite characters, to be honest. The way he just flew in.
You know something? Yeah, Rocky's great. He might be a fake ass faker, but you want to know something? I love him.
But he's a lovable fake ass faker.
Exactly.
So I think I'm actually with Delhi on A because it's actually a really good movie.
Nice.
All coming together.
Oh wow.
All right, so I guess it takes A. So next movie. Oh, this is a good one. Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit. Yes.
S tier, bro. S tier.
Immediately S tier. My God, bro! If there was ever an Aardman Halloween movie, that would be Wallace and Gromit: Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
It literally is.
It is.
I got nothing but love for this movie. It was not just because it was like the first Aardman movie I ever watched in theaters, and probably only. And it was so fun to see Wallace and Gromit like be in theaters, because like here's the thing, I knew of Wallace and Gromit beforehand, but it was like this was like the first time I could say I experienced it, bro. I was just enjoying it. I was enjoying the twists. I was enjoying the British talk that I had no idea meant anything. I also kind of just loved how they made a grand scale of a movie with such wholesome fun. and not trying too hard to be like in the it crowd. Like, yeah, I know a lot of people didn't really like go to see it, but it was like, bro, I'm gonna be real. I just had a good time watching it, and I won't lie. The Were Rabbit, as a concept, it was kind of scary as a kid.
I mean, that's kind of the thing, right? With other stories, it would be like a wolf or like some kind of random other like kind of beast type animal. But like to see a rabbit, essentially one of the most like cutest and like most innocent animals ever, become like this hulking monster.
Exactly. Like, dang, bro. And then you look into real rabbits and you realize they're a menace to society. But like, nah, this movie just means a lot.
Yeah.
And I got nothing but love for it, so definitely an S tier for me.
I would have given it a B, but I definitely see why it would fit into like A or even S tier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess is that the final verdict? S tier?
I mean, do you have any thoughts?
I honestly think it's S tier too. But like I made the video on like the Wallace and Gromit Legacy, and I adore that movie so much so that I've watched that movie twice. Like no, 3 times. Once by myself, once with my father, and then once in a VC while everybody else was talking about something else. I sat in there in complete silence watching this movie.
Bro.
Dedication.
It's a good movie. F tier.
It is a very good movie. Thank you very much. This has been Kane. Thank you for coming by TED Talk.
All right, so next one, Flushed Away. This is an interesting one.
Okay, so I'm tempted to put it in B, or
Really?
in a weird. Okay, here's the thing. Me and like Flushed Away have such a weird relationship, right? This is the other Aardman movie I watched in theaters. So I watched 2 total in theaters.
Yeah.
And it was such a trip of a movie to me, where it was like, okay, the concept itself sounds very bland, very boring, and I kind of felt that even when I was watching the trailers. But watching the movie itself, I was really hooked into it. Like by the time he went into the sewers with all the other rats and everything like that, it's just so weird, bro. Like, it's an adventure in the sewers. Like, unless you're the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you cannot make adventures in the sewers sound good. I'm sorry. With this, they managed. It's imaginative. I like the world that they're in. I like how. I also like the relationship between, you know, our main duo and everything. Man, I don't know. I want to put this movie in B. I want to bring it a little higher, but it's like the more I watch, especially watching as an adult, I'm like, I kind of want to just put it in a B just to be safe for myself, I guess. I don't know. It's really hard to describe right now. Very conflicting. Also, fuck the frog. Fuck them frog and toad movies. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Frogs, nigga, can't stand them.
Don't apologize. Frogs suck.
And the fact that he made them like French just makes me hate them more. So
Funny. No, like, say what you want about the frogs and toads, but like Toad is the funniest villain ever.
He is. I'm not gonna lie. Man gave me one of my favorite quotes of all time. A man of quality. Like, yo. Love that. Love that.
Oh my god.
Fucking Toad, bro.
You know, when you come down to it, like, this is one of those movies that everybody, you know, it's a lot of, it has a lot of elements that have been done better in other films. And I don't think that should, like, invalidate it. You know, it still has to give a certain experience, you know, a certain vibe and aesthetic. And I think it achieves that very well. You know, I would say, if not for nothing, it's the most appealing movie that takes place primarily in a sewer that I've seen. I would say that this is probably like a soft B, because it's probably closer to a C than a B, but I don't feel comfortable putting it in C.
Yeah.
Basically. You're right. Yeah, honestly, I feel like I kind of do have to agree with Daddy, because like they somehow managed to make the sewer like so appealing somehow. Like,
right?
An entire city being built underneath the sewer.
It's just the most entertaining place to be. Like, bruh, I know this place smells like shit, but like, I've been to New York. I live there.
Yeah, like, and also I do like. I'm sorry, like, but Kang, you cannot tell me that like the frog was not like the most eccentric. There would be, if that guy existed in real life, he would be like the most eccentric person alive, bro.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Showing you his treasures immediately, bro.
Shoot, you're not wrong. Like, listen, old boy, he was hilarious. I don't cry for anyone's feelings except for my own. I'm French. Badass.
Oh my god, bro.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I hate them frogs, but he was entertaining. Yeah.
Like, who doesn't want to watch a movie where like Hugh Jackman voices a rat, bro? Like,
Who's trying to watch one with Wolverine as a rat? Come on.
exactly. Man. There's even Not So Wolverine. The funniest thing ever was that there's Not So Wolverine in the intro.
Right.
But like the one thing I didn't like though, those like minion. Not even, no, this thing came out before Despicable Me, but like it was kind of like the minion type slugs thing. Like they weren't the best.
Yeah.
Like I didn't hate them, but like I didn't love them either.
No, they're pretty much useful with me. Like, you know what, y'all singing, y'all chipmunk singing, it was alright. It was alright. Y'all gonna be on America's Next Top Idol, model, whatever those shows call people watch these days.
It changes every year, bro.
Exactly.
So I mean, this is really hard because like at the same time, I love this movie so much, but like it's not as good as Wallace and Gromit.
I'm just saying, man. It's like, it might, for me, it's a solid B, but a very, 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 very soft A.
You're not wrong, but like the thing is, right? This movie also introduced me to like literally one of my favorite songs of all time, "Dancing with Myself," bro. Damn, I'm actually gonna have to. Yeah, sorry, bro. I'm gonna have to put this thing in B. Sorry, flushed away.
It's fine. Hey, there's always got to be one weak link.
All right, this one's kind of obscure. Arthur Christmas.
This one's how do I describe Arthur Christmas? If I can be real for a minute, this movie, a lot of people liked it way more than I thought it would be. I'd never seen it up until like now when you brought this to my attention, and all I could really say is, despite how much praise a lot of people give it, I'm very much that guy who just does not feel it at all.
Really?
Like, here's the thing. I like the message. The animation is very nice, but it's not appealing to me personally. Like, and maybe because I'm biased. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Because for me, like, if you were telling me this was an Aardman movie, I would not have known, because I did not at first.
I mean, like, that's kind of the weird thing, right? Because the CGI doesn't really make it look like it's an actual Aardman movie.
Exactly, but it still has that Aardman charm to it, where it's a simple story on an epic scale. So, but at the same time, I'm just not really feeling it. I'm not even feeling Arthur as a character with his Tom Holland looking ass.
He does look like Tom Holland.
I'm sorry, he does. Golly, but it's just so, I don't know. Like, I can't call this a bad movie. I refuse to call it that, because I'm not one of those people. I'm not an angry reviewer. 6.957. I just honestly could say that is not really for me. So if I were to put it in an unbiased position, maybe C. Yeah, definitely C, because I don't know, maybe that just might be me. I know I'm in the wrong here, but that's just me.
You're not really in the wrong, because this isn't a movie I watched that much. So, like, I know, like, I have a friend who has actually covered this and says, like, it's actually a really good movie, but, like, I haven't seen it that much. I think I've seen, like, twice, and that's it. Like, it doesn't really have, like, I've seen at least every Aardman movie at least twice at least, because I've seen, like, some Aardman movies more than twice, of course. But, like, this one doesn't really pop on my radar. I actually forgot, like, this was actually an Aardman movie for a while.
Exactly.
It's one of the Aardman movies that doesn't look like an Aardman movie. Not because of the lack of, like, claymation, because, like, Flushed Away had, like, CGI. But, like, it's just, it doesn't feel like an Aardman movie, artistic-wise, you know.
Hazak really, yeah, basically, I agree, so...
I mean, I'd honestly kind of just put it in D, to be honest.
Yeah, it's probably
fair. Nah.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, listen.
Here we go.
I feel like Arthur Christmas was dealt a bad hand. For one, it wasn't marketed that well.
True.
And for two, it was in the middle of, like, all of, like, I think, like, in the, like, late 2000s, like, Aardman was making all these other deals. And I feel like there's a possibility that it kind of got swept under the rug. So when it was ready, you know, they didn't really know what to do with it. But, like, dude, I love this movie. I think that it definitely doesn't feel like Aardman. If anything, it reminds me more of, like, you know, that, like, Guardians movie with all of the holiday icons and shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Tumblr icon, Jack Frost.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I don't particularly mind. Even if it doesn't like scream Aardman. There's always like a film in that company catalog that does not look like it would fit in. But it doesn't really matter because the story is tight. The cast is pretty much stacked. I think it just came to a very satisfying conclusion, and it's kind of hard to look at it too as an Aardman thing. There's plenty of like cartoons or like movies that are identifiable. This one's kind of just like the redheaded stepchild, which I mean that sucks, but I mean like everything about it, pretty much everything about it is an A, solid A, not like a soft A. Like no, it's real, it's hardcore.
But like at the same time, I don't know, it's one of those movies that doesn't really feel like it comes from the studio.
Yeah, but are you gonna dock points just because? Because like
no, not because of that. It's just listen, almost every Aardman movie has at least like gripped me emotionally, bro. Like I can at least with stuff like Wallace and Gromit, Chicken Run, like Flushed Away, I've at least felt for what the characters are going through. Arthur Christmas just like didn't really make me feel much, so that's kind of why I wanted to put it in D. Not because it doesn't feel like an Aardman movie. Like I don't care if it doesn't feel like the movie doesn't feel like the studio's regular work. There's like a lot of movies that doesn't feel like the regular studio's work. But at the same time, like in the grand scheme of things, when movies do make you feel like something and they have like a special place in your heart, you can't really there's like that one movie from them that you just kind of just don't feel that much. Like I feel the love with Wallace and Gromit. I feel the love with Chicken Run. Feel the love with Flushed Away. I just can't feel enough love with like Arthur Christmas.
Same. It's and again, I feel something like again that one Santa, the one who's like kind of like getting older and he's like about to retire and pass on the torch to Arthur and everything. I feel for him because I've been there with my grandpa and everything.
Yeah.
But like the movie itself is just I don't know, bro. It's really hard to describe. Like again, it's not bad. It's just you really got to be in a certain mood. Maybe if I watch it on Christmas, I'll feel something. But other than that, any other time, I just got nothing. I got no heart for it.
I would recommend a Christmas rewatch, to be honest, because I think the time of if you watch certain things around that time of year, it's like why are you watching like It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown in July? Like you're not gonna feel a damn thing. But I think it would be more sentimental if you rewatched it around like late December.
I mean, you might have a point, but just for now, I think I'm gonna go with D. Kang, your final verdict?
Yeah, D.
You
I would have
sticking with
said
C?
C or B because I think D is a little too harsh.
We're going with majority rule. Sorry, Daddy.
Man, again, Arthur, I don't mean to be mean to you, but you ain't it, bro. I'm sorry.
You just ain't it. All right, let's move on to the next one. This is a really weird movie. Pirates, Band of Misfits, or An Adventure with Scientists, whatever it decides to pick. It's like there's two different titles for this.
I hate it in two different dubs too. Like, come on, bro.
This is a plague boat.
Man.
I just rewatched this before this tier list, and honestly, it's actually pretty funny.
Oh no, like I agree.
Even without the memes, what? Yes. Well, actually, no. But still, like, it's so funny.
It's an interesting movie to me because like I like that this is probably, and I'm saying this even before the other ones, but this is probably the most grand adventure of the Aardman movies. Like it's not even like just a simple concept like, nah bro, we got pirates, we got science, we got a random lady who does dough and everything, and like there's a freaking dodo bird up in here. Is wild because
Charles Darwin and baboon kidneys.
Like it's the most over the top I've ever seen in Aardman products, son. And again, some fan service because hey, what's good cut less. So I really don't know what to say. I just really like this one. So maybe it's just me. I want to put it in A and or S tier.
That's kind of the thing, right? It's not as good as Curse of the Were-Rabbit because nothing can go above that. But at the same time, but like I really do enjoy this one, and like it really actually makes me want to enjoy this one because not only is like the plot really good, but it actually tries to make you feel for its main character. Like he's kind of an outcast and he's trying to make his own like thing in like this realm where people are doing much better than them. I get that a lot because that's a lot like YouTube, to be honest.
Dang, I mean, I appreciate it.
Delhi, you got any thoughts on this one?
I thought it was funny, but I didn't really connect with it. So I guess it's closer to a B than a C in my mind. But I mean, like it's alright.
All right. Man.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of
opinion is
agreeing with
valid.
Kang on this one. I think at the very least it deserves a B.
Yeah, I'll give it
Because like
that.
it's still an Aardman movie. Don't get me wrong. Like it's still an Aardman movie, but at the same time, like it's kind of like I don't know. It's kind of like the black sheep of the Aardman movies. Like even Arthur Christmas, I can say to some degree, like did feel like an Aardman movie at the very least. This kind of just feels like the least of an Aardman movie, but it's still fun. Like you can feel Aardman's storytelling, but like it's being done a bit differently. To be fair.
Definitely, yeah, I can see that.
I can respect it for being different, but
Yeah.
I mean, all the Aardman films are funny. I don't think that means that much on its own. Like and it definitely is like an eccentric. It's a much different type of humor. You know, I'm not diminishing it because it did bring something different. There's that spice, but
True.
but of course, the main sticking point is that it's funny and that it's energetic, which I mean, all of them are basically like that. Even Chicken Run is like, I mean, it's like much more dramatic, but it's still like funny. So I don't think, I mean, like on its own, it's fine. I don't have a problem with it. But as far as like Aardman films go, it doesn't bring that much else to the table, except good memes. Not do without memes.
Fair.
Yes. Well, actually, no.
Pretty much. It's pretty much this whole video, yes, but actually no.
Damn.
I still
Arthur
feel like
Christmas
it
is
deserves its
underrated
place.
as fuck. Yes, but actually no.
Actually, no. Oh, I gotta make that a meme on Twitter now.
But yeah.
I feel like my final verdict B, to be fair, but like
Alrighty.
All right, next up we got. Oh wow, this is a more recent one. Like next to like some other ones, this is the more recent one. Early Man.
Okay.
This is a weird one.
It really is, but I'll just say it. I was not feeling this movie like I wanted to.
True. Like you were kind of expecting something different at the end. Like you weren't expecting like a half caveman like football story type thing, and like all these different kind of subplots to play, and like it's kind of a weird mixture to be fair here.
Like, bro, like all of a sudden it's like you're thinking like Early Man. I'm like, okay, we're probably gonna be a simple but somewhat scaled up dinosaur caveman story, and then it turns into a shonen sports movie.
Like it's not even just that. It's like a by the numbers sports story.
Like I really don't know. Okay, I'm not gonna act like it didn't have some good moments, but I'm also not gonna act like I liked a lot of those moments, because it really just kind of became a sports story after that. Like, bro, I'm just ready for like the biopic that's gonna happen, where it's like years later, and it's just gonna talk about like, yo, bro, this early caveman dude, he was crazy on coke after he got kicked off the team, bro. It was insane. But nah, like again, just I don't want to say it's bad, but it's definitely it kind of felt mediocre at times, if I'm being real.
Yeah, I mean, the only funny thing I actually found, like the only enjoyable person or like character I found in that movie was the villain. The age of stone is over. Now
It's
long
always the
live,
villains.
long live the age of bronze.
God, bro, it's always the villains that bring it to these kind of just meh movies.
Yep.
When in Rome, rely on the villain, I guess.
Always.
I don't know anybody that watched Early Man. Like, can you like point at anybody that actually like went out and decided to watch it? Because I think that also like punts it into like mediocre tier. That's why people don't look at it favorably.
Now's the part where I hide under my desk and wait for Daddy to stop, like, pointing, because I'm the one who dragged my parents to see Early Man.
Tragic.
I'm sorry. I thought it would have been enjoyable. I was expecting a caveman movie.
Those poor people.
I didn't like hate it or nothing. There are a lot of films that kind of like do the M. Night Shyamalan shit and then like change into a different type of film. That's not like my problem necessarily, but it did feel like it was kind of meandering. The pacing was like a bit weird.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like terribly compelling. I don't know. Like, I mean, I watched Crudes. Like, I wouldn't put this over that, but it felt like it had like more emotion, like energy. It's like, this is like the Cars of Aardman films. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad, but I mean,
It's nothing spectacular
what
either.
were you doing for 2 years? You know, I don't know. It's cavemen. It's cavemen soccer. What more do you want from me?
We were really trying to push cavemen in like the 2010s, huh?
It was.
Well, Worlds
The thing is, it
Collide
looked
type
so
shit.
promising in the trailer. The thing is, the trailers
trailer
didn't.
was
I don't even think like the trailers even showed like any of the football things until like the final thing. I went to the cinema to go see this thing. I was expecting like a full-on like caveman versus like Bronze Age like Empire type story. It was gonna be epic, but nothing happened.
This is the missing link of Aardman film.
This is the missing link of Aardman films.
Dead ass, bro. I'm just
gonna treat this.
Bro.
I'm just gonna treat this like a teacher grading a student. Just give this an E.
oof. You don't want to be too mean, but you definitely want to know that they failed.
Yes. You guys' final verdict?
The assignment.
I gotta agree, because like honestly, outside of the stop motion, I really got nothing out of this. Because like again, the stop motion looks great. The way when like the mammoths came in and they were like running from that was beautiful, son. I loved that, but I felt nothing once the sports came in. I mean, cool villain, but after that, sports, like, and you lost me. You couldn't even pick a cool sport like wrestling. Man, whatever.
I mean, I don't know. I don't care enough to like refute the final ranking. So give it all you got.
Give it an E. Shaun the Sheep.
The movie or the other one?
There's 2 movies.
First one.
I have not seen any of these.
Alrighty, so I guess I'm gonna be the one to say it. Shaun the Sheep, the movie. I never expected to like this movie as much as I did. Because here's the thing, I'm actually really, really meh with Shaun the Sheep as a series and as a character. Like, okay, yeah, a lot of people loved him. A lot of people grew up on him. A lot of people liked him when he was, you know, in that Wallace and Gromit short. I felt nothing for Shaun the Sheep for years, even when he was on Disney Junior. You know, he's Shaun the Sheep. He's there. He's a sheep doing sheep things and going on wacky adventures. I'll just cut to the chase. I like Back in the Barnyard better than Shaun the Sheep, but the movie I could honestly say is a weirdly great adventure for what it is. I don't know what it is. I never liked Shaun the Sheep, but for some reason in movie length, he just works. In shorts, he's boring as hell, but as a movie length feature, shit, Shaun, you're good. You know what? You invite to the cookout. I'll make sure nobody eats you, bro. That's all I can really say about it. That's all I can say about Shaun the Sheep. I enjoyed the movie. It's nothing spectacular, but I would give it a solid A.
Yeah.
I had fun.
Yeah.
I had fun.
Pretty much. I mean, it's it's Shaun the Sheep. It got the job done. Did well. It's an A for me.
So the final verdict is A because I have not seen this movie. So listen. You guys got on my case for dragging my family to Early Man. I barely knew this movie existed.
How do you?
How you into
a
Aardman?
spin-off of Wallace and Gromit, and you're like, I don't know.
Listen. I've seen every piece of Wallace of like Shaun the Sheep media except for the movies. Funnily enough,
How you bring Shaun the Sheep?
What are you doing?
I've seen like Timmy Time too, and I haven't seen these movies.
You're making me come over there. I can't do this. I can't do this. How are you gonna ignore him? He's vying for your attention. You keep denying him.
I'm dead ass about to just take that one part that you mentioned of Shaun the Sheep, because you obviously ain't watched this movie, so fuck out of here. Golly. Talk about like and Shaun the Sheep made his debut like, hey, Kang here. He didn't see Shaun the Sheep the movie, so just forget this part right here. He don't know nothing. He don't know nothing. Golly.
So A tier. Lord, how long is this video gonna be? Another movie I haven't seen.
Delhi, I'm gonna let you take this.
I mean, it's Farmageddon. I mean, you know, it's Shaun the Sheep too. You know, it is what it is. Soft B, hard.
Okay. So, I'm gonna just squash that noise right now. This movie was fucking amazing. Let me stop. So, like, this one, Farmageddon, I remember when I first watched this, and I never finished it. I just did not watch the ending. I had a good time, but it was, I don't know, bro. It was like Shaun the Sheep and aliens, and it's just weird seeing Aardman in a sci-fi-esque style, for one, and just seeing like Shaun the Sheep interact with like, I don't know, a spaceship, an alien that's got like powers and shit. I don't even remember what the powers were about. I really can just say that this movie is a solid C or D. I have no attachment to it like that. But you know what I can say though? At least I actually watched the movie.
Oh my god! It's Shaun the Sheep! Come on, man! It's Shaun the Sheep!
Shaun the Sheep died for your sins, bro.
Oh my god.
Motherfucker bod so you could say fuck. Yeah, those are my thoughts.
So that's the final verdict, C?
Yes.
B or C. Well, it's leaning more towards C.
So that's the final ranking. It's been a long recording session, and I am going to edit this quick. So before we finish, Delhi Kang, where can people find you?
Delhi Wacky on Twitter, I believe. Just the Wacky Delhi on YouTube. I have that and a Patreon. If you want to go check it out, you can. Pay me for my garbage opinions, please.
And I am Kang. I am Big Bruh Toons on YouTube, and I am also Big Bruh 180 on my new Twitter account.
Alright, so that's been it. Thank you guys for watching, and this has been the Aardman ranking video.